Today we will learn about a note-taking strategy called Cornell Notes using 5 basic steps. Wouldn't it be great if your student had a better way to record and review their daily notes? Well, you can with just 5 easy steps. Using these 5 easy steps can record and review notes with great success. This note-taking strategy can be used in any part of a lesson. Number 1, setup. Number 2, define. Number 3, write. Number 4, summarize. And number 5, review. Here's how it works. The first step is to set up the page. You set up the page with 3 lines.
How many lines?
3. The second step is to define.
Define what?
Define the topic.
So the second step is to define the topic.
Yes, the second step is to define the topic. The third step is to write.
Write what?
Write your notes.
Where?
In the right box.
Great. Step 3, write your notes in the right box.
The fourth step is to summarize.
Summarize what?
Summarize your notes.
Step 4 is to summarize your notes?
That's correct, with 3 sentences.
That's easy. Step 4, summarize your notes with 3 sentences.
All right, one last step. Step 5. Review.
Review what?
Review your notes.
What should we find?
The main ideas.
The main ideas of our notes?
Yes, the main ideas of your notes. Then write them in the left box.
That's easy. Review our notes and write ideas in the left box. This is Mr. Rivera, and here is how he uses Cornell Notes in a Spanish lesson with his students. This lesson is about AR verbs in Spanish. Before the lesson, Mr. Rivera has the students set up the page with 3 lines. Look at how your paper should look, kids. Now, he begins the lesson with having students define the topic. So, he follows step 2 and asks the students to define the topic. How do I use AR verbs in Spanish? Now that they have defined what the topic of the lesson is, he begins his lesson. During the lesson, the students listen closely and write down notes in the right section of their paper. Anything important Mr. Rivera says, the students write down. As Mr. Rivera finishes his lesson, he asks the students to summarize their notes. If any of the students have trouble summarizing their notes, he asks them, what were the most important parts of the lesson in 3 sentences? Lastly, the teacher asks the students to review their notes. When you review your notes, you want to make sure you find the main ideas. He asks the students to make sure they review their notes later on so they can remember the main ideas. Don't forget to review your notes this weekend again, class. That way you can remember what we learned today.
First, you set up the page by having the students divide their page with 3 lines. 1, 2, 3. Second, together the students and teacher define the topic. Third, the students write down notes during the lesson in the right box. Fourth, the students are asked to summarize their notes into no more than 3 sentences. Fifth, the students are asked to review their notes so they can remember what they learned by finding the main ideas. Let's make sure you remember the 5 steps. This time, we will just see the picture and you can say each step out loud. What was the first step? Set up the pages with 3 lines. And the second step is define the topic. The third step is write down notes. The fourth step is summarize your notes. And the final and fifth step is review. Great job, class. Now I think you are ready to use the 5 easy steps to make great Cornell notes.